Thanks, Dave. New details tonight in a story we first brought you as breaking news at 6. Two juveniles facing serious charges after a chase with Capitol Police in Jackson. Capitol Police officers tried to initiate a traffic stop around 4:24 this evening. The vehicle matched the description of a stolen car. The driver would not stop, leading officers on a brief chase. The car flipped near Highway 80 and Valley Street. 3 on your side with exclusive video of the crash site. The two juveniles were taken into custody. They're charged with felony fleeing and eluding law enforcement, possession of a stolen vehicle, and possession of a stolen firearm.